Um, we got a busy week ahead. It's a lot of storm systems that will be moving through different parts of the U.S. and a lot we got to forecast, a lot we got to talk about. We're gonna have possibly some severe weather down here in the south on Monday into Tuesday, and then you got some rounds of soaking rain going through the northeast, and you got your storm train delivering very heavy snow and rain to the west coast. So we'll get into the video. So here is your HRRR model for the west coast. You can see here you got a lot of heavy rain here in California. Almost all the action is in California right now. And a lot of this leftover precipitation was actually a whole massive system, and this kind of just detached from it and has fallen apart as this moved east. But this main kind of chunk of the storm is staying strong as it moves with the low pressure, which seems to have faded. So this will quickly weaken as it isn't companioned by that low of pressure. You can see, all these. Look at all these numbers here. You got 1,008 millibars. So this is considered high pressure, almost. So really, with these storms to be impactful, you need pressure to be a lot less than like 1,000. So anything over 1,000 means that this is gonna rapidly weaken. So any of you guys experiencing this heavy band of snow or heavy band of rain here, this will quickly either just move out or fall apart before it really becomes major. But it's still getting the headlines and still it still could be dangerous. So when you go to 12 p.m. So next hour, you can see this heavy raincoat just hugging the this heavy snow. The heavy snow here, these are all mountains. So upper elevations of California could definitely experience more than like 2 feet of snow. But even the major cities, well, not major cities, but like if any towns that are just like regular town, like aren't elevated as high as we could see another low pressure system develops. They could still have numerous inches of snow, but we gotta just check it out, guys. And then 1 p.m. the snow starts fading, and so does the rain. So I think by 1 p.m. you'll start seeing a change in like intensity of precipitation, and you can see you have a little leftover rain as your low pressure also fades away. So you had low pressure for a bit. You can see here, maybe an hour you'll have another low pressure just off the coast, which will keep this storm going and fuel this storm to produce more for just a little bit more, and then it kind of just falls apart. As we get into the evening hours, you can see another low pressure forms, so you got more low pressure. This one a little bit more organized, so you can see there's a lot more rain and snow. Heavier snow staying off to the north of Central California. So if any of you live in northeastern California or just northern Nevada, you could definitely see a few inches of snowfall and possibly a foot. And then we'll put this to 11, so we get into the more overnight hours. Big cities down in Southern California experiencing a lot of rain. So very heavy rain for you guys. And then mostly snow for just the rest of these areas. So any of you in like the border between North and South California, and you live in the south border, you would mostly experience snow. unless you live maybe pretty close to the mountains, you could definitely see some snowfall. But I mean, it's mostly going to be rain for the southern half of California. And then that's how far the HRRR goes, and it goes till 1 a.m. And so 1 a.m. You got more low pressure weakening though. You're just at the border between 1,000 millibars and then 999. But this is how far the HRRR goes. We're gonna have to take a look at the GFS next, which will be our snowfall totals. So I'll put this back to, I guess, 7 a.m. We get to 1 p.m. today. This is today. You already got 6 inches on the ground in most of these areas, and again, these are the upper elevations of California. So really, not many people are experiencing like like a lot of accumulating snow. You can see in northern Idaho, you do have 2 inches on the ground. This by 1 p.m. and quickly you can see just how heavy this is because you go back to 1 p.m. You had 6 inches, topping off at 6 inches in the upper elevations, California. Then it jumped to 25 just like 6 hours after you had like 6 inches on the ground. So it's amazing how much snow this is gonna produce. And we'll just kind of put this to when the storm will stop. And upper elevation California, 36 inches. So you got 3 feet of snow now in the upper elevations of California. So if any of you like to go skiing or snowboarding, I mean, this is the right type of snow for you because I mean, this is just gonna be nuts. I mean, just the amount of snow it's dumping already is amazing, and just you also have that extremely heavy rain down in the cities, and you can see here, actually in Southern California, as this gets away from me, you have a little bit of snow left over, and keep in mind that this could actually become 2, 3, 4, even 4 inches of snow right in this little tiny area. Then you can see you have a little bit of snow here. Also, we have a little storm system that could be from this storm that has detached and formed a new low pressure system that has moved into the Dakotas. I think this could actually be from something that detached from this storm. And the GFS wants to show that this could possibly dump a foot and a half of snow to Minnesota, and then you see North Dakota coated just completely straightforward in this blue. So this is just like 1 inch barely for North Dakota. But then when you go right into South Dakota, boom, there you go. Now you get the pinks and the greens and the whites up. This means that this is like 9, 12, 9, 10, 11, and then you're thinking a foot after you get into the green areas, and there's a lot of that in here. And then you get Minnesota, you got the dark greens. I mean, it's a lot. All right, we'll go to the severe weather chance. We do have something we got to talk about. This is not it. This is just left over from what happened yesterday. We had a few reports of some severe weather um, in East Texas, North Louisiana, South Arkansas, but I mean, not much to deal with. And then you got this is just left over from this. It didn't get the risk didn't get upgraded last night. I kind of was a little surprised because it didn't. I thought it definitely had a good chance at being upgraded to a slight risk, but it didn't. So you just have a marginal risk in areas of South Carolina, um, Georgia, and Florida. So you put this to the tornado risk. Yeah, it's just not something that's gonna happen really. Go to the day two, and then you start seeing this new risk of storms in East Texas. And once we get to the day three risk, you can see how this will actually shift because it's going to be all in here. So, I mean, but for the, for the day two risk, it's not going to be a problem. It's just putting it out there because it's like the day when all the ingredients come together for the storm. And so if it fires up early, they still had a risk out there. It's not like they didn't say anything about it and it happened. That's just why they put it out there. And then you look at the day three, and then boom, there you go. Enhanced risk in Shreveport, Little Rock. Dallas, not in it yet. Jackson, I'm gonna have to say west of Jackson. I think there will be more of a chance. Greenville, same thing. Um, North of Houston could see some pretty pretty bad some storms, but I mean, look at this population. You got 3 million people in an enhanced risk. So you got level one here in the marginal risk. This is the dark green. The slight risk is level two. So you got Memphis, Houston, Lufkin. Actually, no, Lufkin would be in the enhanced risk, but Alexandria for sure, Greenville. Um, but yeah, all those cities I just named could, I think, could definitely be a part of the enhanced risk once we, progress towards the day when this is supposed to happen. Um, and then you got the level three risk in the enhanced risk. So you have Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, Tyler, Texas. I don't know, it doesn't show this on the map, but Tyler, Texas is definitely in that enhanced risk. Longview, Texas, and Bossier City, Louisiana. I don't know if I said that right, but you know, if you guys know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I mean those are your risks, and then you obviously have the moderate risk at level four and level five. You have the high risk, which is the worst possible thing. Really do, I really don't want this to get any farther than it has, because when you get into the reds and the purples, I mean that's like almost guaranteed that you will have severe weather, which usually means at this time of year usually means like tornadoes and damaging winds. But hail is usually a factor of those midsummer storms. So hail is not really going to be. I mean, hail's not really going to be a problem in this. I'd be pretty surprised if we saw a damaging hail in this. Probabilistic, you got a big area, 30%. Then these little arrow here is a little 10% risk. Um, significant risk. So if you see any dash marks in this 30% risk, this is a significant risk, which basically means that severe weather is likely in these areas. So you can see it shifts a little bit more east. So that basically tells you that these cities in northeast Texas could experience severe weather, the same probability as these cities in the enhanced risk. So you're talking Dallas, Waco, definitely Lufkin, but yeah, all those cities for sure. We'll take a look at the FV3 high resolution. I've really never really put this on my updates, but this is very helpful because it has good time frames and also shows exactly like how much and how intensification there is in precipitation. So 1 a.m. Look at all they got low pressure hanging off into Colorado, bringing snow to them. Not having anything to do with this. Then you got some showers starting to bubble up here in East Texas, and then probably by like 10 a.m. You start getting some storms firing up. I don't think these are severe yet. We really have to wait until the daytime hours. This is just the morning hours, and you already have some storms firing up here in Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. Watch out for you guys in southeast Oklahoma because you could definitely be a part of this. And then these just quickly intensify. We'll put this to 2 p.m. You can see Missouri even getting some action. So Arkansas just getting slammed by these storms, full on slammed. I mean, look at all these reds. I mean, this is all like thunderstorm cells that could definitely produce of one, like at least one of the factors of severe weather. I mean, tornadoes could definitely be a part of this. And this just continues throughout the day and keeps intensifying. Now you get a secondary line of storms on the backside of this, moving into now Kansas. So East Kansas, you guys could definitely see some of this. And then now pretty much all of Missouri has experienced some severe weather, and most of eastern Oklahoma as well. So a lot of you guys will see this, and then soon I know that this hasn't really gone into uh, Tennessee yet. This will definitely move into Tennessee and bring a lot of thunderstorms. This is interesting, guys. This kind of reminds me of like a December. Remember the December tornadoes in Virginia? Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying Virginia. In Kentucky, this is like a similar system because Kentucky isn't really a place where they get severe weather in the winter. That's only really in the summertime. But look at this. I mean, this is stretching into like, I mean, this is Illinois right here, and you're getting some severe weather. I mean, you're getting Iowa in severe weather. I mean, this is, you could possibly have even severe weather in the very lowest point of uh, southeast Nebraska. So this is just, it's widespread. And then soon enough, after, I would say, once you get into the overnight hours, this will all be in located in uh, east or what? Sorry, west to central Tennessee, and then if you guys live in eastern Tennessee, you'll see most of this probably in the early morning hours. All right, here's our last part of the video. I'm just gonna talk about these upcoming storms that are just gonna keep rolling through. You got your little system that's just going to bring a soggy, wet, and foggy day to the northeast and the I-95 corridor. In the mid-Atlantic as well, I mean, you can see fully submerged in this just continuous green of boring old showers and no exciting weather here. Um, as your warm air is definitely taking a hike up into Maine. So when you see this, I mean, this is definitely gonna make these temperatures skyrocket. Later on, as we see more, look at this piece of energy. Look at this fly through. There could be excuse me. There could be lake effect snow in this little area. I know it just fell apart like quickly right after I said watch this little piece of energy. You have a tiny bit of precipitation left over in um, areas upstate New York where lake effect snow is likely, in well not likely, but like, areas where they get lake effect snow and it's not like uncommon to them. But you still have some leftover precipitation, you're still inside that cold front. So this could quickly turn to snow. And then January 3rd, you get another big system starting. I think this could have some severe weather with it. You got less snow part of this because you still have um, a lot of warm air bumping almost into Canada. So that's impressive. And then it kind of the two systems kind of break apart. Um, but this storm will actually, if you watch my mouse, the track for this storm would probably be like this, and then kind of fall and dump into the South Atlantic Ocean. Now, I just want to note that the GFS is also showing that this could definitely also move instead of moving southeast. This could move northeast and potentially become a pretty big storm for the northeast. And it looks like it'll stick around and then kind of grow. So East Coast could see a similar day like today. And yeah. So look at all this little cold air that's moving in. If this if this high pressure forms a trough here, there could be a lot of snow in these areas, meaning that this warm air would immediately drop down, and this cold air could take its place because this system is going to move all the way across the US. So just take a look at this. Here's your leftover precipitation from the recent one. I'm seeing a little bit of a jet stream here. So you see, you go just lifts north, comes right back down. Uh, this warm front is trying to move into Canada, but this cold front just dips. Just look how far it dips down, and then lifts back up. So, well, yeah. So this old system will actually lift north, and we get a new piece of energy here forming in Texas, and then this starts to move eastward, and that's as far as this will go. So, a lot of systems that we're gonna forecast later. Possible snowstorm here for the Northeast and the Mid Atlantic. I'm watching a lot of YouTube, storm updates, and they're showing all the models, and the weather models are saying that these big cities, New York City, D.C., Philadelphia. I mean, all these cities could have more than a foot, plenty of snow. So big system could definitely form right here. That's going to be it for today's update. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, like, share, comment, subscribe if you aren't subscribed to the channel. And I'll post more updates as we get closer to this upcoming event for severe weather. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.